Hello everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video talking about some of the stuff that I'm currently working on. I actually wasn't planning on making a video like this, but I couldn't upload anything on Friday, and it looks like I'm not going to be able to upload anything today either if I don't make this video, so this is unplanned, but yeah, I think it will still be relatively interesting. So yeah, I just wanted to show you the stuff that I'm working on. So yeah, I'm going to start with the Voron 2 since I have this open on the CAD, but it's not actually on the CAD. I just opened this for the background. But for the next episode, one of the things that I'm working on is the Enraged Rabbit project Carrot Feeder, the main MMU2 unit. So this guy, you can see that I made a decent amount of progress on this, but there's still some stuff to do. And yeah, this will definitely be in the next Voron 2 episode, which will probably be next Friday, but we'll see. But one thing that you will immediately notice is this terrible print quality. That's one of the reasons that late next War on 2 episode. I don't know what's going on with this, that's the problem. I ordered the MGF parts, as you know, and they work fine. I can't find any other molten part, so it's not that. I did try printing slower, and I also disabled the input shaper tuning, and these three were printed like that, and they look a bit better, but for example here you can see the same lines here, so again, I don't think that's the issue, so that's something I need to figure out. But right now what I'm doing is with this and the War on 0 parts, I printed basically everything 3 times, and eventually one of them worked. And yeah, it's not a great approach, but it should get my War on 0 running, and the Enraged Rabbit project is just so I can make the video. But for the Tiny M, before I print that, I need to figure this out, because yeah, I can't afford to do that with the $200 filament or whatever it was. So yeah, I need to figure that out. I don't know what's going on. As I said, no molten parts, no loose screws, nothing. So yeah, I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. The video about the Enraged Rabbit project Carrot Feeder and the MGF parts and probably something else will probably be this Friday, and yeah, we'll see from there. The War on 0 video, the first episode of, well, not first episode anymore, but the first episode containing the War on 0.1 upgrade, I don't remember which episode it is, that will be pretty soon as well. But yeah, we'll see. And other videos coming soon to the channel there are 2 reviews that I want to make. One of them is the CD915 desoldering station. I bought this all the way back in March or something. I had this for a while. I wanted to make a review of this, but just never got around to doing it. So this is something I want to review pretty soon as well. So yeah, if you're interested in this, I guess stay tuned for that. And another review I want to make is the 5-stick spider review. You remember I got this a while back for my War on 2, and I think I have enough experience with this to actually make the review of this. One thing that I still want to test though before doing that is the UART connection using pin headers here. I couldn't get that to work previously, but part of the problem was the wires. The reason I know that is because my Raspberry Pi started to throw low voltage errors after a point as well, and yeah, that's usually points to thin wires, so I just replaced them with a custom one I made, and I got rid of the low voltage errors. So yeah, the problem was probably the wire I used apparently, and this is just based on a single comment I saw. 5-stack actually includes a cable for this, so if that's the case, the customs guy ripped me off, but I don't know. I'll have to make my own for that as well, and I want to test that before I make the review. But other than that, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this board, and I think I know enough to actually make the video. I just need to script the video and then record it, because I don't know if you realize that or not, but most of my videos aren't scripted like this one, but the review videos I make, I do script them. So yeah, I need to do that, and for the ZD915 as well. And then there are the PCBs that I'm working on. So right now I have 4 PCBs open here. I need to work on a 5th one as well, and I'm going to order all of them early this month, and so the videos containing these should come to the channel pretty soon as well. So yeah, let's start with the Tiny M board. So this board, I already showed an earlier version of this on the channel before, so not going to go too much into it, but a breakout for the Raspberry Pi GPIO is here, so connect the Raspberry Pi here. GPIO outs are here, and SPI, I2C UART, they're here. And it also provides a power breakout for 24 volt, 12 volt, 5 volt, and 3.3 volt that's actually supplied from the Raspberry Pi. The others are supplied from DC-DC converters and the 24 volt input. The reason I didn't bother with that for the 3.3 volt is because, you know, realistically, what am I going to connect to a 3.3 volt supply? It's going to be just some GPIO. My print is finished. It's going to be a GPIO device of some sort, so it's not going to draw too much power. So yeah, that one is fine. But as I said, for the 12 volt and the 5 volt, I'm generating my own. The PS1 here, it stands for power supply 1. It's the DC-DC converter for the 12 volt rail. It's 12 volts, 2 amps, so 24 volts, more than enough for powering a few fans and whatever, which is the plan. Even the LEDs I use are 24 volts usually, so yeah, this is only for fans if I want to connect 12 volt fans, so it's more than enough. But the PS2 here, that's the 5 volt rail, and that's also going to power the Raspberry Pi, which by itself you should have at least 3 amps, so 15 watts. I like to have 4 amps, 20 watts, so yeah, I couldn't find a small module like this, so for this I'm going with an adjustable module that's 8 amps, so 40 watts. It's more than enough, but I'd like to go a bit over the necessary amount anyway, so yeah, I think it will work better. And on the top you can select the voltage for the fans you want to connect. That's another feature of this board. So 12 volt, 24 volt, 5 volt, you just select the jumper and connect the fan directly there, and you connect the negatives of the fans to the, in my case, SKR Mini E3 V2.0 or whatever that board is, through here. So that's another feature of this board. So yeah, I think this board will work pretty well. And yeah, let me just show you the components that I'm using for that as well. So the 5 volt supply is this unit. It's a TDK unit, and luckily it's still in stock. Who knows if it will be when I order these, so I might have to do some last minute changes, but for now at least it's in stock. So it's this module. It's not the greatest looking thing in the world, but yeah, it will work. That's the point. So yeah, this will be the 5 volt supply, and this was going to be the 12 volt supply, but it's not in stock. There were like a few hundreds of these just 2 days ago or something, so yeah, you never know with these modules, so I'll have to last minute swap that out to a different component, but I'll do that the day I'm ordering the PCBs. I'll order the both parts the same day, and yeah, that's the plan, and hopefully I can get the parts I need. As for the other PCBs that are in the works, there is the cover PCB that I showed before. So this is the same idea with the TinyM breakout board, in the sense that it also has the 12 volt and the 5 volt supplies built in with the same components and the power breakout, but this time with just terminal blocks. This also has breakouts for this 18 pin connector here, which will run to the tool head. So this is the way it's going to sit between the motors on the Voron Zero, if you assume this is the front. I'll probably design a 3D printed cover on the back as well, just so you don't see the pins, but the 18 pin connector here, that's going to run to the tool head. And on the tool head, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to order this or not, but right now the plan is to have a breakout PCB there as well, and have the breakouts for all the fans, the end stops, etc., and run it through that 18 pin microfit connector. And yeah, that's the plan with this. This also has this pin here that it's actually going to be a PT100 sensor. So on the duet board, which is what I'm using on the Voron Zero, I also have the daughter board for that, for the PT100s, which supports 2 PT100 inputs. So the plan is to mount a PT100 here, and possibly use a PT100 on the the hot end as well. But yeah, we'll see when I actually build it. I'm probably going to use a different hot end on that than I was planning initially. I was initially planning on using the Dragon there, but I'm probably going to use something else. But yeah, I'll talk about that when I can. And then there is the bed PCB for the Voron 2. I wasn't actually planning on redoing this, but I might not as well. But yeah, this is just one idea that I have that I'm not actually sure if I'm going to order it or not. It will have 2 fan connectors, the bed thermistor, a PT1000 for the chamber and a PT1000 for the bed, and I'm also considering replacing the PT100 on the tool head with a PT1000 as well, since the spider board supports it. But yeah, we'll get to all of that when we get to that. Also, you'll see these pin headers here. That's for a BME 680, and that's a temperature, humidity, and a focus sensor. So It should let me know how clean the air inside the chamber is. Not that really necessary, but should provide an interesting data. And you'll notice that I don't have the bed connectors here anymore. That's because I want to use Wagos for that. I never used Wagos previously because they weren't available, at least I couldn't find them where I live, but yeah, I found a source that hopefully is legit, and yeah, if I can use them, it will allow me to use a smaller PCB, which will be nice. And yeah, this is the size of the old PCB without rounded corners. So yeah, it should give you an idea. The new PCB will be much smaller. So yeah, that's really all I have, I guess. So stay tuned for all of this. Sorry I couldn't make a proper video today and couldn't make any video on Friday. I had a pretty busy week last week, and well, this weekend I was basically out because I had the second dose of the vaccine, and it wasn't as bad as the first one, but still wasn't great. So yeah, sorry I couldn't do much more, but yeah, stay tuned for all of this. On Friday, hopefully, if nothing else goes wrong, who knows, the next War on 2 episode should be out, and we'll see from there. I should be able to go back to the regular speed. That's it for this video, so hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.